Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss about user input in C++ programming. First, we will be discussing how you can take the user input from the user, and then we are going to do the multiple practice questions on this topic. Let's start. So the topic is user input, user input in C++. Basically, we already have discussed if you want to print something on the screen, then you will be using the cout statement, and the cout is defined inside a header file. That header file is called as a iostream. So we always include a iostream file inside our program or inside our file. Using this header file, this cout statement is defined inside this iostream file, that is a input output stream. In the similar way, this cout is to print something on the screen. This is used to print output on a screen on terminal. If in case you want to take the input from the user, in that case there is another statement or similar to cout. It is called as a cin. So cin is used to take the input from the user. Cout is simply used to print something on the screen. Cin is used to take the input from the user. So cout is used with this particular operator, but cin is used with this particular operator. Okay, let's implement this on the VS Code so that you can get the clear picture about this. So here I am creating a new file, user input.cpp, user input.cpp, and then here I am including my header file, hashtag include iostream, and then using namespace standard, namespace standard. Then it is a main function. Inside this main function, I am defining a, let's consider I am defining a variable. The name of the variable is num1. The name of the variable is num. Now I want to take the input of this number from the user. So first I am printing a cout statement. I want to print something on the screen. So I am printing that please enter a number, or enter a number, enter a number. And then I want a line break. And if I want to take the user input, so using cin, you can take the user input. Take user input is a comment, and then to take user input, we are using the cin. The cin is defined inside a iostream file. And what input I want to take? I want to take the user input of num. Then I want to add a print statement that you entered, you entered, and whatever the value is inside the num variable, and then the line break. Let's execute this. When I'm executing this, first it will implement, it is asking for a number. The line number 5 is getting executed. It is saying that please enter a number. Then if I will enter 10, now I'm clicking on enter. As you can see, it then the line number 8 is getting executed. Due to line number 7, the compiler was waiting for our input due to this line. Once I provided the input and clicked on enter, I have provided the input, so the execution moved further, moved to the line number 8, and due to line number 8, we got this output, that is you entered 10. In this way, you can take the input from the user. Now let's create a program. Let me comment all this. And now I want to create a program for the addition of the two numbers. So write a program, write a program for addition of two numbers provided by user. So here I'm defining the two variable of the integer type num1 comma num2. I've defined two variables. Then first I'm using a cout statement, and I'm saying enter a number, enter a number, enter enter num1, enter num1. Then I want a line break. Then I want to take the input from the user for the num1 value. So I'm simply using the cin statement and taking the input from for the num1. Then I want to take the input for num2. I'm saying enter num2. And I again want a line break, and then I'm taking the input for that num2. And then I want to print the addition. So I'm again using the addition of num1 and num2 is, if I want, I can simply write the addition in the same line in this way, num1 plus num2. Or if you want, you can move to the new line with a new cout statement. Okay, I am writing in a same line that addition of num1 and num2 is, and colon, and then whatever the addition is, whatever the value is inside num1 and whatever the value is inside num2. So both values will be both values are getting added, and we are getting the output. Let's execute this. So the program is getting executed. First, due to the line number 12, it is asking for enter num1, and the compiler is waiting for our input due to the line number 13. Due to the line number 13, the compiler is waiting for our input. So I provided the value 10. Then I clicked enter, and after that, the line number 14 is getting executed, enter num2. And again, our compiler is waiting for our input. Our program is waiting for our input due to the line number 15. Line number 15, I'm taking the input for the num2. So for num2, I am providing 10. I'm providing 5. Okay, now I'm clicking enter. As you can see, due to now the line number 16 is getting executed, and we are getting addition of num1 and num2 is 15, because 10 plus 5 is 15. So in this way, you can take the user input. Now let's create another program. So this was our second program. Now let's create another program. Basically, we are doing the practice. We are doing the practice questions over here. So now we are going to write another program to basically to find the area of circle. Write a program to find the area of circle. Write a program, find the area of circle. And formula for area of circle is pi into radius into radius into radius into radius. This is the formula. So basically, I need to take the user input for the radius. So I am defining int radius, and then again a print statement. Enter the radius of the circle, and I will be taking the user input. That means cin and then radius. And then I want to print the area of the circle. I basically, due to line number 22, I will be getting the radius provided by the user. Now area of circle will be area of circle is basically, if you want, you can define a variable pi which is storing a constant value 3.14. and if you want, you can mark this as a constant because you don't want to change this particular value. So if you want, you can directly store it inside an int variable, or you can also store inside the constant means you don't want to change the value, it will remain constant, that is 3.14. So the area of circle will be pi into radius into radius into radius. And I want a line break. Let's execute this. The program is getting executed. So it is asking for the radius. So first line, the line number 21 is getting executed. It is asking me for the radius. So I am providing the radius as 2. Now area of circle is 12 because when we will multiply 3.14 in this way. So the line number 24 is calculating 3.14 into is 3.14 into, I provided the radius as 2 and then 2. So the multiplication of 3.14 into 2 is 12. That's the reason we are getting the area of circle as 12. So in this way, you can take the user input, and based on the user input, you can do the multiple, you can write the multiple programs. Let's create one more program. So I'm commenting this. And the next program is basically practice is more like practice is an important part. Try to implement the multiple practice questions by yourself. Now we are writing a program. Write a program for the basically for the arithmetic operation, for program for the arithmetic operations of two number. So basically I want to do the multiple arithmetic operations like the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So I'm defining the two variable as num1 comma num2, and both are of the integer type. Then I want to take the input, cout, enter the value of enter the value of num1 and num2. This time I will be combining the cin statement in a single line. Then I want a line break and cin. First I want to take the num1 input for the num1. Then I want to take the input for the num2. Okay, this way, num1 and num2. Then I want to do the multiple operations. So like for addition will be num1 plus num2, num1 plus num2, and a line break. And again, I want to do the subtraction. Subtraction is num1 plus num1 minus num2. Then a line break. Then again the multiplication. Multiply will be num1 into num2. Then a line break, and then division. Division will be num1 divided by num2. Then again a line break. Let's execute this program. Let's first save this program, and then I'm executing this. First it will be asking, okay, so it is asking me for the value of num1 and num2. So the value of num1 is, I provided the value of num1 as 20, and the again when I clicked enter, again the program is waiting for the input of the num2 due to the line number 32. I provided the value of num1 as 20, and I'm providing the value of num2 as 10. Now addition of 20 and 10 is 30, subtraction is 10, multiplication is 200, 20 into 10 into is 200, division is 2. So in this way you can take the user input, and in this video we discussed about how we can take the user input. We also implemented the multiple practice questions. In the next tutorial we will be discussing about the data types in C++ programming.